What's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. You know, this is the greatest marketing show on earth, my friends. And today we have yet another amazing guest, as we always do. I gotta say, we never disappoint. That's a fact, Jack. And I'm always, of course, surprised and honored by how our guests and our clients are so amazing and bring so much inspiration and value to the show. We are so grateful that people say yes to coming on this show and giving back and talking about their experience here with Legendary. And this morning we have a returning guest all the way from Australia, and she is going to be talking about her journey here with Legendary, with her own business, obviously starting, just building from scratch. And I'm really so excited to hear from her. Over the course of since we had her on the show last, we she said that she's so excited to be able to give us so many more updates about what she's been working on and accomplishing. And so, with that being said, my friends, please help me welcome Paridhi to the show.
Hey Dave, how are you?
Hey, good to see you again.
Thank you. Nice to be here always.
Yes, I was just looking at some of your information here on the computer screen because I'm on my phone this morning, because I was having some tech challenges, which is the beautiful thing about this business is that we can be flexible here with our tech and continue to work no matter where we're at, or even if our computer. In my case, sometimes my Wi-Fi is a little wonky, but I can just dial in, here to the internet with my cell phone data plan, right?
Yeah,
Which is one of the reasons why I love this business and have loved it for the past 13 years is the flexibility. And it sounds like I'm singing beautiful music to your ears. So bring us up to speed. Remind people who you are and what your journey was like when you first started, and what led you here in the first place, and then we'll kind of get up to speed about what you've been working on here, in the recent months.
perfect. So, quick update though. I am settled in Australia, but right now I'm in India visiting family. We
Mm.
will come to that later. I did start the side hustle and only as a side hustle to fund my dad's medical treatment. And he's been having procedures after procedures for for the entire year in 2023. So I did wanted to make extra income because of that, just to be able to send more money home. Quickly, I started with learning. That was I think the best thing that I ever did. I started with learning and then I realized, okay, there's a lot of potential here. And I started working on my business in all of the lunchtime cracks of my day. And when I could scale to to a point where I replaced my salary, I just quit my job, and now I'm home. So I love
Wow.
it.
What were you doing before this? Remind everybody what your previous career and focus was.
I was a data analytics consultant.
Hmm. Gotcha. So, you were able to quit your job, and give us an idea of how long did it take you before you started to be able to do that? And did you have any other income within the household that helped make that happen? Just so we get full context and
Hmm.
are able to understand the full situation of your income situation.
Yeah. So I did start looking for extra income and all of these online businesses right about the end of 2022. That's when the surgery happened, my dad's surgery. But then I didn't take the leap of faith. I started learning probably around middle March, somewhere around in March, and then I launched in May because I mean, just because I took my own sweet time and with the 9 to 5 that I had. And then towards the end of May, I launched, and in 5 months, I was able to quit my job. And I can't even believe it when I say it. That's there. That's what I missed last time.
Yeah, well, it's quite an amazing accomplishment, and it's not going to happen for everybody. It's not going to happen for most people. Why is
Yeah.
that? Well, it's because most people are, going to struggle with following through and staying consistent and
Yes.
overcoming
Yes.
our own limiting beliefs. And so
Yeah.
I would love to hear how you did overcome those limiting beliefs and reminding us what it took for you to get there. But bring us up to speed about what you're doing in India and just what's transpired since the last time we talked. Just a quick, in a nutshell here.
I will not say it will be a nutshell, but I'll try.
Well,
So
a bowl of nutshells, that's fine. Just bring us up to
yeah,
speed, and then we'll
yeah,
jump around into some of the things that you had to
yeah.
overcome getting started, and you weave them in if you want. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
curious to know why what you're doing in India, where
Mm-hmm.
how things are going right now.
Yeah. So the thing is that I'm settled with my husband in Australia, and obviously we visit family, right? I just didn't want to visit family for just 1 week or two. So we were delaying our plans. And I could see the potential now that I was learning everything. And I could see in the future that I'm quitting my job. So I really wanted to wait and then come here for as long as I can. Also, in my culture, now that I'm married, I'd first go to my in-laws' house and then I'll come back home. So that cuts the time for me. I have to divide 50-50. I wanted to give my full attention wherever I am, irrespective of the time.
Mm,
And that is what's happening right now. I have so many travel plans. We've just come back from our travel, and I had my mother and my mother-in-law with me. I was working from my phone, and obviously that doesn't happen on day one, but I was working from my home for my phone, and there we were traveling, we were enjoying, no guilt of, when is this meeting at? When is this report going to be delivered? Nothing like that. And I was just able to be present. So right
mm.
now in India, I am traveling, I'm visiting all of my family, not just the ones who stay nearby. And I mean, visiting family and then attending all the events that I have, my friends, my family, and that's my visit about in India, friends and family.
Good, 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 very good. And that's beautiful that you pointed out the point about not having to, be on any deadlines in terms
Yeah,
of work, things to turn in and so forth. I think that's, something that a lot of us can relate to, and probably a lot of people listening. When you do go on vacation, you have to keep, an eye on email and things of that nature, not because you want to, but because you have to,
yeah,
right?
have
Because
to.
you're not really able to set things down. And I will admit that many of my vacations and trips, I during my entrepreneurial career, I have also stayed in tune with my email and things, but it's a little bit different when it's your business and you're kind of
Yes, yes,
you've integrated it into your lifestyle a bit more versus working in a job that you really hate or don't like that much, and you're having to still stay plugged into it while you're on vacation. So thank you for pointing that out. Um, so you've been really successful, and I'd say you've achieved a lot of the things that a lot of people want to achieve with starting a business online. um, talk to us about when you first started this journey. You were going through the challenge. I believe you got the blueprints, you committed to your
absolutely.
education. What
Love it.
was that process like? What were some of the things that kept you going through difficult times? What were some of the light bulbs that went off? And also, what were some of those limiting beliefs that you had to overcome early in your journey?
I think first of them being that You don't even buy the course because you like somebody's trying to push it down your throat, you have to buy the course. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to take a decision in full awareness that I'm trying to learn something. And when you're trying to learn something new, it's extremely difficult. I remember when I started learning swimming or driving, I even almost cried. And now then I look back and I laugh. But then that happens when it is new. So that did happen with me. Also, I did not have the time. So I kept telling myself that I do not have the time. And then one day I realized that if I don't have the time, that's okay. But then I will have to make the time because I want things to happen. A lot of people around me, even my husband, my family, my parents, they didn't understand this whole space. But I was learning so I could see what's happening and I could relate it to the internet world, to the social media world, or whatever you may call it. So when I saw the potential, I was convinced and I started learning. Definitely was a huge discussion in my house, in my relationship, when I thought of buying the blueprints, because that is an investment. And given the time that we were in, there were tough times. Financially, I could have supported my family at that moment. But then, like, you have to have that vision. I did. So I had to, at some point, I had to put my foot down and, tell everyone that I'm going to do this and you have to believe me.
Mm,
And then I closed my eyes and I said, I just have to work through it. And
mm,
in those 2 months of setting up my business and slowly scaling, I learned that it's not going to be an overnight success. And that was hard for me. So I did have all of those limiting beliefs where I thought I couldn't do it. I wasn't good enough. English is not my first language. To be honest, that was one of my limiting beliefs. So I didn't start. When I did start, I started seeing that it wasn't as easy and as overnight that I personally thought. So I went to research again. So it's not like I took a course. It has taught me every single thing. It has changed my mindset, the course plus the community. So the community is not something to be underestimated when you're starting your, if you're starting a new business for the first time. The community is something that you really have to, you have to find the right people.
mm,
So because I found those people, I could see that all of the beliefs that I had were limiting beliefs, because earlier I thought nobody will ever understand, my situation. But then I had to understand my situation, how much I am limiting myself. That was difficult in the beginning. And when once I realized that, okay, this is a whole business, I have to strategize and I have to give it the time that it needs, the consistency that it needs. Slowly, those limiting beliefs, they became empowering beliefs where I thought, why not challenge myself? The worst thing is that I will not succeed today.
yeah,
Maybe I'll try again tomorrow.
yeah. So powerful. Sorry, I'm just going to take you over here and turn off this little machine here that's filtering my air that's turning on and buzzing in the background. um,
That's all right.
so yeah, that's and well, and since I'm on my phone, maybe I'll just go for a walk and get some fresh air here as well while we're on. I don't normally do that, but I am here at home every morning, and it's I'm usually sitting there in the same place. But again, this is something that we actually do here at our house. I got my boat right out there, and hanging out here at home every morning. I don't know that people really realize that something that's different about legendary. I swore I just heard a dolphin out here as well. That'd be kind of cool. A lot of times they're swimming around out here and they
Oh,
blow,
wow.
they blow the air out of their blowholes. Um, so you kind of can hear them, sort of like mini whales, swimming around out here. Um, but we eat our own cooking here at Legendary, and we made a decision early on that we were going to build this business um, the same way that we teach people to build this business. So not from a, not from an office,
Yes.
not from a kind of corporate headquarters, which is sometimes a little bit, um, shocking for people because they want to come by the corporate headquarters,
Yeah, I know.
you know, you know, and so there isn't a corporate headquarters. We're actually all of the people that are working here inside of Legendary are working from home. We're all
Wow, how
working,
cool is that?
we're all working from home, from customer support to our marketing department. Everybody, every single person, BPAs, everybody are all working from home, and so it allows everybody to sort of experience a little bit of or a lot of bit of this. This freedom that we talk about, and that doesn't particularly mean that you have no responsibilities, because one of the things that I learned as I was getting clean, actually, um, 15 years ago, is with freedom comes great responsibility. The more freedom that you have, actually, it doesn't mean the less responsibility that you have. It actually means the more responsibility
More.
that you have. Most of the time, because with the more freedom you have, it means you're impacting people somehow, you're leading
Yes.
people somehow, and so that's how we get more freedom in this day and age. And it's pretty
Mm-hmm.
much how we've always got freedom in human civilization, is that we have to be we have to be responsible for something. We have to be providing value in some way, and that
Mm-hmm.
comes and then we make more money by doing so, or more gold, or more whatever, right? We get more power, and so we actually then have more more responsibility for people and for making an impact. What's it been like for you to go from a data analyst, somebody who was in charge of a lot of data, and probably had a boss, and I don't know if you had a team working for you or not, but now you have an audience that respects you and responds to you, and that that you're making an impact on a daily basis. What has that been like for you to suddenly go from, maybe having a very few people that you were responsible for, to now your words have power? Whether you call yourself an influencer or not, you do have influence on people. What's that experience been like for you, and how have you taken that all in?
First thing, I think it's really liberating. So my 9 to 5 story isn't like I hated the job. I didn't hate the job, the work. I really liked it.
Mm,
I just the monotony, the budget box, and then that 9 to 5 cage. That's, the 5 to 9 you have after your 9 to 5. That is where you start thinking that I don't want a 9 to 5. And that's the
mm,
only thing you can change. You cannot change your 5 to 9. So that's the only variable that you can change, and I think you should work towards it. So when I was working as a data analyst, though I liked the work, I still wanted to quit. So obviously there's something not right with that. And for the first time, I had the courage to say that, okay, if I am not valued as much as I think I should be, it's okay. That's all good. And then later, when I started, started my business, wanting to make money, obviously, there were moments when I was like, me. It's about me. I want more money. I want to make more income. I will learn more about myself. And I think there comes a period of time where you want to help more people. And that realization is really liberating, that you're not only helping yourself, you get to help other people in this journey. That is beautiful, and it takes a while to realize that, because obviously when you're starting a business, you're starting it for yourself, for your family. But then it gets to a point where, because of the power of social media, you can actually help other people.
mm,
And that is always liberating. I will always say that when you have this choice, okay, I didn't want to do this work, I don't have to do it. that choice is so liberating that you would do anything in your capacity to just keep working to have that choice. And to be able to help other people have that choice, that's even better, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I can relate to that. Big time, finding a lot of fulfillment in this work. How did you come to choose your niche and what products you were going to promote? Obviously, you're an affiliate here at Legendary. I would assume there's been other courses, products, softwares that you've promoted as well. What
Yeah.
are some of those things? So people can kind of understand that just because you may be working inside of this niche, you don't just have one product. You're not a
Yeah.
salesperson for Legendary. It's
Mm-hmm.
just a part of your product offering. And also, how did you come to select this niche that you're working in, that is described by many as the online business or make money online niche?
I did think about it. I was interested in a lot of things, and that happens when you're getting that knowledge, you want to apply it everywhere. So selecting a niche does become it's a task. But then I also so I will always say this, that money is not everything, but it does drive a lot of our decisions. And it does change who we are as people. And I've seen that point where money was the only reason we couldn't just go to a doctor and say that, we want the surgery right now. Do it right now. So when you're in that moment, money was everything. And that's why I saw the potential that if I can learn how to generate an income, I can help a lot of 9 to 5ers, irrespective of the fact that they like it, they hate it, they want to quit it. They can create an additional income stream with it. They just need to learn a few simple skills. So that was one of the reasons that I signed up for Legendary as an affiliate. Like, it's a matter of a few skills, literally a few skills that you learn, and you will start, this will start to work like a machine, and you'll constantly keep thinking about the more income you can create. And then to support it, there are obviously a lot of tools that common people are using, marketers are using, influencers are using. All of those tools have such power that not only you can work it for affiliate programs, you can host your own business on it. And coming from the IT background, maybe I was really drawn to all of these tools. So if there's an automation tool, I would first go and see if there's an affiliate program, and then I will go to the tutorial of that tool. So maybe that's, I don't know, because of IT, maybe, or because I'm just passionate now about automation. Because if you think about it, affiliate marketing without automation is not passive income, or it's not that easy. It is because of the blessing of all of the automation that I've learned through Legendary that I can say that I have to work much less than my 9 to 5. And I just want people to see it. And we cannot deny the fact that there's no automation. Automation is not changing lives. We never thought AI would be there. Now you can write an entire script using AI.
Mm.
So I think, and everything on the planet right now, I think every company has an affiliate program or is working on an affiliate program. So if I can, are you there?
We lost Dave for a
Yes.
second. It's all good. I
Ah,
am eating my breakfast, but we're here.
perfect. That's perfect.
Excellent. All right, I got that. I swallowed my bagel, so we're good now. And we'll wait for Dave to come back on.
So sorry about that.
You know what you're sharing is so powerful, and really what I love in your message that you're sharing is that you ultimately want to keep helping. You want to
Yes.
serve. And even off camera before we started and we're chatting and going through all the tech issues that were going on, you would share your big aha moment was when you shifted from your content looking like a door-to-door salesman and going right into, how do I serve? How do I
Yes.
build a community? How do I build an online following? And then you chose a variety of different products, softwares, programs, and ways that could continue to enhance how you can help your audience, how you can help serve and continue with that, which is, really beautiful. So please keep speaking on that, about what that shift was for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think Dave's here.
Yep.
Was it me that froze?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it might have
Oh,
been
that's
you.
okay.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
okay.
Yes. Yes. Continue with Joanne's question, and I'll hop back in with follow up from there.
Right. So as I was saying that all of these softwares and tools that I saw and I
Yeah.
learned, I saw that it's not about how much less you have to work on your business because it is your own business. You would want to work the entire day through the night. But then because of these tools, you can literally, work 1 hour and get 8 hours worth of money in one day. So why wouldn't you not want to do it? And I just wanted to show that. So when I add products to my portfolio, of course I can add anything if I know about it, but I want to add that some things that really can bring some ease into your life because already we are struggling with money, with time. Why not learn something that can literally make your life a little easier? And I do understand that not a lot of people want to quit their job. The good thing is that you don't have to quit your job if you don't want to. I mean, I would love to. If I can get the money without a job, why would I go to the job? But then there are ways to create additional income with least risk. The only risk that you have is probably a subscription fee. So all of these tools that I add to my portfolio, I make sure that it does not just help me run my business. Other people can see that they can run their businesses with it. And IT is everywhere. Even the brick and mortar systems right now are going digital. And these are all the tools that are helping them. So why not share it with the world?
Yeah, I think that you make so many good points in that. Number one, that um, now that you've learned affiliate marketing and kind of how the internet works, you're actually checking with products that you're
Every time.
using or that you're thinking about using to see if they have an affiliate program. Because if you like the product and you
Mhm.
have success with it, why wouldn't you want to share it and get paid for sharing the product?
Absolutely.
We do that all the time, anyways. We share, we share. We share. I don't know, restaurants that we eat at. We share, movies that we see. We share, places that we shop at, but places that we travel to. But we don't get paid for those things, and so the fact that you're starting to see, as I call it, life through the eyes of a marketer. You've got the marketing shades on, right? You're seeing life through the eyes of a marketer. I think that's a really, really cool thing. And the other thing that I heard you say that was so true and powerful is that, you know um, almost all companies nowadays are using affiliate programs, do have affiliate programs. And
Absolutely.
not only is it a fantastic, this is not a new science here. This is not something that we've invented. We didn't invent
Hmm.
what we teach here. Sorry, I'm going to go up and sit on my boat here, and hopefully I'll be out in good service. And the tech gods can bless me here with great great reception. Um, but companies have, they have affiliate programs. Why do they have affiliate programs, friends? Because it's such a fantastic way to market your products. And it's from a financial standpoint, it makes a lot of sense because you're only paying as a company for sales, advertising fees for sales that actually happen, So
Yeah.
as a company, I have, say, for example, like our affiliate program here at Legendary is, um, say we pay a 50 or 40 or 50% commission on a product. Well, we know that that we know exactly what we're going to pay when a sale happens. We're going to pay a 40% affiliate commission versus some of the advertising costs that happen out there in the world now. As advertising costs continue to skyrocket on sites like Facebook when you're paying for ads, I mean, you may end up paying 50% of the sale, 60% of
Yeah.
the sale, 100% of the sale, 150% of the sale in order to actually make a sale, which means that you're actually losing money.
Losing money.
So for the modern business, it is absolutely an intelligent way to market your products and services, no matter what products and services you have. Now, the
Yes.
other reason why we like digital marketing and information products is because they give us even higher profit margins because we don't have all the shipping and manufacturing, right? And nowadays, in order to have a business that's actually successful, you need every advantage that you can get because businesses, things like, it's already hard to have a business. Advertising costs are skyrocketing, increased regulations. But then you throw in things like a dadgum pandemic. How many businesses suffered or died in the pandemic because they couldn't ship their products because the supply chain was down and dead? So, every advantage that we can get as entrepreneurs, we need. And ironically, even though I've been doing affiliate marketing now for 13 years, it is something that so many companies are just now picking up on, or at least the mainstream is picking up on, even though a lot of companies are utilizing affiliate marketing, such as Amazon and Walmart. So your family, I want to ask you this, your family went from being pretty skeptical. What is their relationship with their understanding now? How has that progressed or stayed stagnant and you just stop explaining to them? Give us a little insight into how your family has evolved in their understanding about what you do.
First thing when I told my mom that I am thinking about quitting my job, she was like, "Why? You have two modes of income now. Why do you want to quit one?" Because, you know, the 9 to 5 thing is safer. She never told me that. And I mean, I'm just saying it. Nobody said this to me, but I feel like if there was a choice, I had to make a choice. My family would have wanted me to keep the 9 to 5. So that's where I come from. That was one of the reasons that when I took the course, I took the blueprints, I told nobody because it takes time and that's okay. I mean, they've had a belief system for so long, longer than me. If I took so many months, they can take a year. But then slowly they saw small shifts. So I saw that okay, I'm not waking up to an alarm now. If I'm working from home, I have a meeting. Usually, I'd want to help my mom in the kitchen, who's already helping, taking care of dad and my brother. Both have had surgeries last year. But I can't with my work. Now I can. Okay, that's okay. I'll start 1 hour later. And these small, simple shifts that I can see, I am present, I'm fully present. When I'm talking to you, I'm not looking at my emails. When I'm not looking at the clock that I have to go for that meeting. I have to submit that report. The time freedom that comes with it, when other people also see that time freedom. By the way, my husband has now completed the blueprints. Inspired. Thank you. That time freedom is something that changes everybody's mindset. Obviously, if I were not successful, I would have made a huge fool out of everything. And because I took a stand and I said that I want to do this and I will make it happen. But now that they can see that she's working on herself, I that is something that I see, my friends see, my family sees, that I'm more confident. And these small little things that I'm able to give, more than anything else, your parents want your time and they're getting that time. So that mindset shift is happening. Small, simple WhatsApp texts that I was never able to respond to because I was so occupied with work here, even when I was not working. I can do that now. I am fully present, and that is where it happens. I also think that when you're a family, everything should, you should come together as a family and discuss, and that's okay. If someone's criticizing you, that's for your own good. They're trying to be protective, and that's okay. They should not keep, you don't have to keep any feelings within. You can talk about it. So we talked about it, and we had a huge discussion for quitting my, I have never seen anyone in my family think about quitting a job. Even when you're so frustrated, I was working a job where I was coming back home at 2 a.m. and reaching work at 9 a.m. That was my work. And even in those moments when I called home, everyone told me that, you don't quit the job. We are blessed to have a job. A lot of people don't. And of course we are when a lot of people are struggling with it. But going from that mindset to telling my parents that I have quit a job, and now, I'm working full time as a marketer. This is my work. I create a video and I write a few emails. It takes a while, but then I think I've been blessed with the family because of laying all my cards on the table and telling them that I want to do this, that they've supported me. And finally they're on board. Okay, this is what she does now. And she's an entrepreneur. I came home and the first thing my father said that my entrepreneur is home, and I loved it.
That's so special. I know
That's, yes, that
that
is.
validation from your father. And I believe I
Yeah.
told you this the last time we talked, that I have a very, very, very close Indian friend named Gangesh. Is one of my
Yes.
best friends in the world. And so I understand Indian culture a little bit more than some. And it is very, very important, at least from what I've heard from Gangesh speak about his parents and family, that Indian families and parents really want you to be successful, and they really, they that you being successful or their children being successful are very important to them. They'll sacrifice everything for it.
Everything.
However, doing things that are outside of the box are very scary to them. And
Successful but safe. That's
yes,
the thing.
yes, and so I'm
Yeah.
so happy for you that you're getting that, you're being embraced by your family, and celebrated and supported. However, this is not a given. You have done some important communication to them. You have, and this is one of the things that I want to point out, and I want to make sure that everybody's clear about. Your success is not by accident. Your success is not the average experience that people have. You have gone above and beyond to work hard, to be consistent, to invest in with your time, energy, money, all the things. But I want to take a special moment to just touch on the extra care that it sounds like you've taken with this communication to your family, to your husband. What advice would you give to people who are struggling getting their family on board with something so new and quite frankly so big, when so many people end up quitting, I think, pursuing something new and different and not so safe because they get so much pushback from their friends and family? What advice could you give people about communication with your loved ones, boundaries? Just what comes up for you when I bring this topic up?
Belief system. And coming from the Indian community, our belief systems are exceptionally strong. We just, we will say no to everything else. If I've, I believe in something, I'll just say no to everything else without even listening to anyone. So it comes to a point where you have to bring everyone together and say that I want to talk about this. We have to talk about this. And the good thing is that in that moment, you have to keep yourself in someone else's shoes, your parents, your partner, family, and you have to think from their perspective, although you are telling them your situation. So you can back it up by data. Google is something that everybody knows now. The internet is something that everybody knows now. So you can back it up by data. But more than anything else, if you do not believe in yourself, they can see through you, especially your parents. So you have to obviously communicate everything that you're feeling, everything that you're talking about will not make sense, given that this avenue is non-traditional. So the first instinct that they will have is it does not make sense. That we have worked 20 hours a day, and you're saying that you can automate things that you can work 5 hours a day, 4 hours a day, or you less than your 9 to 5, work smarter, not harder. Because I think for our parents and family, work smarter, not harder is mostly in theory, and they've not seen it in practice. So to change that mindset, it will take time, and that's okay. That is where our patience comes in, and that is where our consistency comes in, where they can see that, okay, we are really serious about it. Because quite honestly, I haven't been. I have made a lot of plans in my life, and I've shared a lot of plans with my parents, but I have not been serious about those, so I've quit so soon. Oh my goodness, I love it. I miss
I,
Australia.
there was all these big fish that are jumping right here. I was just
Yeah,
they're mullet. They're these massive mullet that kind of hang out and congregate under my dock, and right they were just making a bunch of noise and jumping right as you were talking. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I got distracted,
that's okay.
but continue on. I don't think that brought much value because I don't think anybody could really see him anyways, but go ahead.
That's a good distraction, though. Living the dream.
Yeah, I mean, what you're talking about here is a beautiful thing and such an important conversation. I think that what I also sense with you is that you have an enormous amount of compassion for their disbelief. And that is something that I think it's so easy to get frustrated with our parents and our spouse and our friends because they don't understand our vision or they don't see what we see. And so we interpret that as they don't support us, when
Yeah,
in reality, they actually love us dearly and they just want to keep us safe. And at the beginning, we're not that great at explaining what we're doing, anyways. And instead of blaming them, one of the biggest things that that I changed my mindset around was that, well, if I can't explain what I'm doing and sell my spouse or parents on, how do I think I'm going to explain and persuade anybody else in the real world? So it became a
absolutely.
challenge for me. It's a challenge for me when I can't get through to my kids, when I can't get through to my spouse or my friends or family or whoever it is. It becomes a challenge versus a point of frustration. And instead of me blaming them and saying, well, you're not supportive or you're not this or you're not that, I try to turn that inwards and I say, how can I be better at explaining and communicating this? And oftentimes it just boils down to more compassion. And
Hmm.
so I think one thing that you pointed out, these dead gum things, oh my God,
Oh,
they're being chased by something out here. Oh, there they go.
oh.
Look at these things. Can you see that?
Yes.
Holy
How
smokes.
amazing.
Oh my gosh. These are big fish. I mean, these aren't little small fish. These are big old stinkers. Um, but that's what I was getting distracted about because they're dadgum splashing out here like it's like they're being chased by a dolphin or something, which a lot of times they do get. They're a nice big meaty meal. You get one of those in your belly and it's like a T-bone steak. Um, but I think that it's a great challenge for all of us to not blame and not get so frustrated with our family and instead ask ourselves how can we be more compassionate and it really is it's leadership development to go from it's the sign of a leader growing within you to go from being frustrated and it eventually get mean or nasty or quit to being empathetic and never being rude, never not walking on eggshells either, right? And just, but
Yeah.
I think one thing that you added that's also so important is you have to believe in yourself first if you want others to believe in you. We can't go to our family seeking validation from them and expecting that they're going to support us and give us all the gas in our tank that we need in order to be motivated to follow through with something. We have to go with them with that conviction and confidence.
Yep.
Did that resonate with you, and what comes up for you hearing me talk a little bit about my perspective of communicating with friends and family and making it a challenge to develop more versus getting frustrated?
Absolutely. I think I love that idea. I think it's a great drill as well as a marketer, because a stranger might just buy, but if you can convince your family, because they know what you're trying to do and they know you, and you can convince your family to get that product, to buy that product, I think then you can really convince that stranger. So I really love that advice, and I'm going to try it actually to improve myself.
Yeah, I think that, it's a great, also many of us are the leaders in our family, and even if you have a single child somewhere in your family, you're a lead, you have an opportunity to be a leader to that child. And
Yes.
if that child, if you're not able to persuade that child, a lot of times adults resort to anger and violence, right? I mean, uh, you know, not so much anymore, but I know a generation or two ago, if a child didn't listen to an adult, they just hit them. They just hit them.
Yeah.
Now they called it spank because that sounds nicer, but what you're
That is
really
true.
doing is hitting a child, right? That's what that is. And so we're actually using physical violence. Why? Because we can't persuade with our mouth.
Persuade. Yes.
We can't, they sold us, we didn't sell them.
Wow.
And so
Yeah.
we resulted to hitting. Now, look, a lot of old schoolers may hear that and say, hey, every child needs to be, smacked every now and then. And that's what my parents did and this and that. Well, hey, guess what? I've never hit my kids. Not a single time have I ever raised a hand to my children. Not a single time have I ever spanked my kids. And I that was my belief too at one point, that I needed to do that until I got a different perspective. And thank God it was early enough that I didn't have to go back and clean up any messes. But that's a great analogy for how we need to develop our communication skills, as leaders, as entrepreneurs, as marketers. And especially if we are going to be marketers, it's the very crux, it's the foundation of what
Yes.
we're doing here, is we're turning our mess, which sometimes can be your big ball of feelings of excitement and anxiety and desire that you want people to support you, and you want people to buy from you, and you want your family to understand you. Well, it's your job to convince them and persuade
Exactly.
them. It's not their job to automatically just get it. That's not how the market works. That's not how life works. And so we really have an opportunity, and that's what I think a lot of the personal development and leadership development is in this business, is understanding and taking responsibility for the job of communicating what we're doing in a mature way, in an exciting way, in a compassionate way, in a way that actually persuades people instead of turns them off. And because I mean, ultimately, we can speak any way that we want to our family, and they're probably still going to love us, right? As long as we're not being abusive. But I'll tell you what, if you speak any way that you want to your marketplace, guess what they're going to do? Ignore you, because they don't owe you anything. The marketplace doesn't owe you love. They're not your blood family. They're not your husband. They're not your wife. And I'm talking to all of us here. I need to be reminded of this as well. The marketplace owes us nothing, owes us no unconditional love. You know what I mean? People vote
Yes.
with their wallets in the marketplace, you know,
Yes.
and so the ultimate goal is to be able to persuade people so well that they want to be a part of our cause. Your family and friends should want to support you because they want to see you successful. The marketplace and your potential clients should want to support you by buying from you because they want what you have to offer. They want your attitude, they want your results, they want your solutions, right? And if they're not good enough, they're just not going to buy, and you're going to be left scratching your head saying, why won't anybody support me? And it's like, well, because you're not good enough yet at persuading them to support you. You haven't given them a good enough reason. And I think that what I sense from you is an enormous amount of empathy and compassion and a willingness to sit down and have the tough conversations in a caring way, in a loving way. And I think that has gone I'm just guessing based on what you're saying, Paridhi, I believe that's gone an incredibly long way for you, along with your commitment, your dedication, your work ethic, your follow through, your consistency, and you've gotten results. And when you combine that compassion and that careful communication with results, you have a magical formula where the marketplace buys from you and your friends and family support you. And that is where true fulfillment and happiness happens in this business, is when you can have it all. You can have the marketplace supporting you and buying it from you, and you can have your friends and family loving you and happy for you and supporting you. And it really sounds like you're on your way to that. And I'm loving this update from you, here, speaking to you again. What advice would you leave us with, or kind of final thoughts for those who are tuning in and hearing your story for the first time?
Wow, this feels like the therapy I needed. Thank you for that. I would say, and I've shared it on my socials as well, and I think that it is really powerful. There are three currencies in life: time, money, and knowledge. Whatever you want abundantly, you will use the other two to get it. So, three currencies, work on all of three, and then whatever you want, work the other two to get the first one.
Mm,
Perfect.
beautiful. Simple and beautiful. You keep it simple. And that is why, I think you give yourself the space to be able to excel in the areas that are important. There's a lot of a list of things I could go down that I love about you, but it's your simplicity and it's your focus on the things that are important, not getting caught up in the things that are not important, which can throw so many of us off. You're a great example of what's possible with this. So keep up the great work, Paridhi, and let's make it a third time that you come back on the show in a month or two and keep us posted on.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
All
having
right.
me.
All right. Stay legendary, my friend. You're absolutely fantastic. All right, my friends, you can go and follow Paridhi over at Passive Income Paridhi. You can, it's spelled exactly how it sounds, but I want to spell her name out for you. Passive Income, and then Paridhi, Paridhi, Paridhi. And thank you for sticking with us through some technical challenges this morning. Joanne, of course, came in with a lovely save, as she always does. She's just the best. Thank you for joining me out here as I looked for more service and better service out here on the boat this morning. But I've actually enjoyed streaming with you out here this morning. It's been nice to hear some of the fish jumping and enjoy a little sunshine. It has also been chilly down here in Florida. So the last few weeks or so, I haven't particularly been frolicking outside, because after all, when the AC goes down below 70, us Floridians run for the covers. So anyways, it's a lovely day, and I hope that you all have a fantastic day wherever you are around the world. Of course, Paridhi was calling in from India, which is just amazing if you think about how how global and worldwide this is that we do. How Jay says dockside with Dave. I love that. Oh, my friends, we're in the World Wide Web. I don't think enough of us really understand what that really is, that www, that World Wide Web. So many things are possible with this worldwide connection that we have to each other. And it's just a lot of opportunity for us to take advantage of. And I hope that all of you will learn from our curriculum and also from our community how to take advantage of it, at least if you want to pursue these business models that we teach here, the core four ways to sell information online. As always, beautiful comments, wonderful supportive comments. Thank you so much to all of you who are leaving these beautiful comments. You make the show just an absolute joy and pleasure. If you want to get started with our 15-day challenge, our blueprints, our mastermind, come to a mastermind, go to legendarymarketer.com/enroll. That's ENROLL, enroll. Legendarymarketer.com/enroll. And check us out, get started. And we'll see you back here tomorrow, my friends, for another episode. Maybe we'll be on the boat. Maybe we'll be at the desk. Who knows where we'll be? I won't even know until that time comes, because I'm living in the moment, my friends. And the show is completely unscripted. We don't even prep or script or prompt any of our guests. Every single conversation that you hear and see, I have no idea what questions I'm going to ask. The guest has no idea what questions I'm going to ask. We go with the flow. We go where the conversation takes us. We go where I feel the guest can give us experience and value. We try to give you a realistic expectation of what this is going to take, not a hyped up one, not one where we say everybody can just automatically be successful no matter what. We're very honest in the fact that the majority of anybody who does anything like this online has no success at all. And we're doing everything that we can to change that. I think that the majority of, I don't have data to back this up, but I know a lot of people who have bought a gym membership that never did anything with it. I know a lot of people who bought diet books and tried to go on diets and weren't successful with them. I think that's the majority of people that I know, and myself included. So we're trying to change that, again, with what Paridhi said, which is our courses, our curriculum, our coaching, and our community. Giving you all of these different legs of your stool to try to help support you to be successful along this journey. So with that being said, get out of here, my friends. Have a absolutely fantastic day. Be legendary. Thank you, Paridhi, for an amazing, inspiring show. And we'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode. Get out of here. Peace.